Hello everyone and welcome back to another AFK journey video. In this video we're going to be going through all of the different top Thalassa teams for today. There are 5 different teams I have to show you. We're going to lead it off with the most free-to-play friendly team. Unfortunately you're not going to be able to see it from the team formation preview, but I'll lock it in and then show you the positioning. So this is the most free-to-play team from Genhard, Hugin in front of Odie, Smokey on the right corner, Shamira and Coco with the Dragon Roar artifact. This is a good team, and also it's not using the twins, so it's kind of like one of the best budget options that you can put together. If you want to optimize this team, Hugin's charms, Odie's charms, they would help, but definitely the most important is going to be Shamira's charms, and that is going to be for all of the teams of today. Shamira's charms are basically the #1 priority, and then after that, get the Reinier charms if you have Reinier at Mythic Plus. Those are the top 2 heroes you want to get charms on by today. That is very important. Okay, so this team is not going to be good enough to clear hard difficulty, which we're on right now, but it can get a decent score, like up to maybe even 90% of the boss's health, depending on your investment. It is overall a good team, but if you don't have the twins, basically you can't compete for the top scores of today. That is the problem, and also really you're going to need Reinier as well if you really want to compete for the top rankings, because Reinier is really important in a boss like this where you don't, like, a lot of heroes are not great for Thalassa, but Reinier can work just by having the damage reduction or damage increase debuff onto the boss even at the longer range. So we're going to get almost 11 billion damage from this team, which is pretty good. But like I said, it is not going to be able to clear hard difficulty today. There is no way that it can do that. Okay, so next up, we're going to move on to the next team. Next team is going to be from Asparagus. This is going to be a budget version, basically no twins, but it is using Reinier at Mythic Plus. Reinier in front of Coco, Reinier position swap the Shamira, Odie in the upper left and Smokey in the upper right with the Dragon Roar artifact. Now, for the teams, well, this team is going to have Reinier, of course, but for the teams after this, which are using the twins and Reinier, all of them will be using that. You can replace Reinier for Hugin. Hugin is like the budget version of Reinier, and especially if you can get the Hugin charms, it can power up your damage dealer even further. But the Hugin teams are not going to be close to the overall top Reinier teams, and that is just going to be what you have to deal with if you don't have Reinier at Mythic Plus yet. So 70% of the boss's health, 41 seconds left. This team is also not going to really be able to clear hard difficulty. I think even with a maxed out account like we have here, I don't think it's going to clear hard difficulty, but it can get really close. So it's still a good team, and this is just going to show you the difference basically between Reinier and Hugin, because otherwise the team is exactly the same, but we're running Reinier rather than Hugin. And you're going to see the score difference thanks to this. We might actually get the kill here if Odie's execution can go off. Yeah, we got the kill. We got the Odie execution. But generally, this is not going to be quite enough to clear hard difficulty, even though we managed to do it. Okay, so now we've made it on to epic difficulty. So I'm going to do one skip run with this team on epic difficulty just to see what type of score you can expect. Okay, that's going to be 21.4 billion damage, putting us into the top 16 position. Not a bad score, but not as good as the top teams of today. So we'll move on to the next team. Next team is going to be from Detitian, Saber, and Saber together. This is going to be the team formation. Again, if you do not have Reinier, you can try Hugin rather than Reinier and just try to get the Hugin charms. So it will be the pink twin on the left and the blue twin on the right. Shamira behind the Reinier, and Daimon to the left of Shamira, Reinier in front of Shamira, and then Smokey in front of the blue twin. This is going to be with the Dragon Roar artifact. So that is overall, this is going to be a great performing team basically. Not the overall top team of today, however, really solid. And this is also not very dependent on RNG. It will consistently get a good score for you, and that is a good thing as well. So, a little bit of the issue actually with Hugin is that you're not going to probably be able to keep the Shamira on the mechanized bond buff tile if you make the replacement of Reinier for Hugin here, because I think her range isn't quite enough. She'll still need to walk up to another tile in order to begin attacking. I might be wrong about that though, and if she can remain behind the Hugin, we can actually do a run of that. with this team, because this is a pretty good budget-friendly team. I just want to see how is it going to work if we have the Hugin rather than the Reinier, because honestly, it will do well, and especially if you have Hugin charms, it's going to be even better. But yeah, it will not compete with the Reinier teams. So 16 seconds left, the whole team has survived, which is good. You need that to happen, but generally speaking, you are going to get like that to happen. It isn't really high on the RNG of things, so it can get up to 33, maybe even 34 billion damage this team. We're going to get 33.2 billion damage. That's really solid. It is solid, but of course it's not going to be the top scores of today. That's only rank 5 for our server. Now what we're going to do, we're going to make the swap of Reinier for Hugin to show you that Hugin can also work here. And he can work pretty well. So let's go ahead and battle. And I want to see, is Shamira going to remain on the mechanized bond? No, she's going to walk up. Like, this is the issue with Hugin. And also, it's kind of, it's a little bit awkward because she's just stuck in the left side. She won't be able to walk over to the right side, but once she begins ultimating, that's fine. So basically, you're going to lose out on the mechanized bond buff value, but then you're going to get it back when she wanders back into the middle area. But either way, so let's see with the Hugin team. We don't have Hugin charms. Yeah, only 24 billion damage, but this is something that you can definitely try. But yeah, it won't be close to Reinier team, but if we had Hugin charms, it would be a decent damage boost off of this team, so that's something to keep in mind. Okay, next up we have a team from Raven. So Raven is using, this is a Kulu team, and it is a top performing team. It's consistent, it doesn't have high RNG, but it needs Supreme Plus of Kulu, which is very high upgrades. Like, I mean, most people would not have that. So blue turn on the right, pink turn on the left. Then you're going to have Shamira on the Stellar Bond, Reinier in front of Shamira, and then Smokey in front of Blue Twin, Kulu in the back with the Dragon Roar artifact. Important charms are again going to be Twins, Shamira, Reinier. If you're running Twins, Shamira, and Reinier, make sure you have those 3 charms. Kulu's charms can be bought from the Charm Merchant for pretty cheap, so that's why you should also do that if you're running Kulu. But this is only working for Supreme Plus Kulu, which I mean not many people have. But let's see what happens here. This team has a potential of getting 37 billion damage, and it is not that high on RNG, and I think it's because the Kulu gives you that range defense buff to increase your tankiness, so you're not going to be dying as easily from Thalassa, so then you just are able to get off all of your damage for the whole fight. I think that is the advantage of Kulu here, and she has explosive debuff to increase the damage that the boss takes, and she deals a decent damage of her own. So Kulu is actually good for Thalassa, but it's not in the overall top team. The overall top team is going to be the one I show you after this, but that one is also the highest on RNG. Like, you could do 10 runs and not get your top score. So this Kulu team is very consistent. It is always going to get a good score for you, but the absolute highest potential is in the team after this, but not by a big amount, because this team can get up to, like this team here, can get up to 37 billion damage. Like, full Paragon 4 accounts have hit that. And I think we're getting pretty close. Yeah, I think we might get 36.7 billion. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. Very good score. That's going to put us into the rank 3 position. But of course, the players who are in number 1 and number 2, like always, they're running the top comp, all pretty much Paragon 4. And they probably got the good RNG. Okay, so that's a really good team. But now the top team, if you want to take your RNG chances, is this... Okay, well, you can't see it there. Is this team here. Reinier in front of the Shamira, Hugin in front of the Blue Twin. Hugin charms are not important here because he's not buffing, like, you're not increasing the Twins damage by much. Pink Twin on the left and Bonnie on the Stellar Bond with the Dragon Roar artifact. Now, the problem with this team and why it's so high on RNG is the Bonnie sort of mechanic is working strangely with Thalassa today. So basically the Bonnie teams, there's the only Bonnie team, then they're not working as kind of as you would expect for Thalassa, and so there's a lot of RNG involved. Now, this team can hit over 37 billion damage, even I think up to 37.5 billion, and because we have pretty much all of the damage deals maxed, if we got the good RNG, I'm pretty sure we would hit 37.5 billion damage, but to get that good RNG, you need to get really lucky. So right now, it looks like there's no issues, right? The whole team is surviving. That's fine, and that's what you need to happen. You need the whole team to survive, but you need them to survive for the whole fight. We're only 43 seconds left. And there's still a lot of things which can go wrong from here. You look at the Reinier. Reinier almost goes down. He barely survives. Okay, good. 31 seconds left. So far, so good. Hugin casts his shield when he's low on health. That's good. Shamir is going to be cycling her ultimates. 25 seconds left. Now, Thalassa is going to come with some damage here. But we're looking good. 19 seconds. This is the tornado which might kill some things. No, we got it. We all survived. That's really good. But even with the survival, are we going to get the score? I mean, our score is ramping up fast. The question is it going to be enough? We're at almost 35 billion damage, 2 seconds left. So even with the whole team surviving, we got a 35.9 billion damage on our first run. So it shows you that it's not only about the survival, it's also about the damage timing and all like sort of things in order for you to get the top score. So we're going to do some skip runs. The top of my server is only 37 billion. Maybe we just keep trying the Kulu team. If we just keep trying the Kulu team, eventually we might even be able to hit that. But I think we got pretty much the maximum potential of the Kulu team as well. Okay, guys. We got rank 2 position, slightly over 37 billion damage, showing you that this team definitely has a potential to get it done. I think I'm probably going to settle for that right now. Like, honestly, even if we can squeeze out an extra 100, 200 million damage, it isn't really going to change much. Basically, these are the top teams of today that you can run to try and get a top score in the Dream Realm boss. Hopefully, they work for you. If there's any other things that work for you, feel free to share them in the comment section. But thank you guys for watching. That's going to be it for this one. If you're not already subscribed to our YouTube channel, please smash that subscribe button. Also, feel free to join my AFK Journey Discord server. There's a link to that in the description of this video. And finally, if you think about making a purchase in AFK Journey, please use my affiliate link for the official Farlight store. There's a link to that in the description of this video and a pinned comment. This is the best way you can support me at no extra cost to you. So thanks for watching. I'll hopefully see you in the next video, and until then, everyone, peace out for now.